ever feel like you're walking on eggshells around, like one specific family member?
Hmm.
Like you're always second-guessing every little thing you say, worried about, am I going to set them off?
Yeah,
It's a tough, tough spot to be in, right?
it is.
You start wondering, is this normal? Is this like me? Am I doing something wrong?
Mm.
And that's kind of where today's deep dive comes in. We're really going to take a closer look at Randi Kreger's work because you've been diving deep into her books, her resources, all that good stuff.
Right.
And she's really become like the guiding light for so many people who are trying to figure out these like choppy waters of family relationships when BPD and NPD are part of the picture.
Absolutely.
So let's unpack. What does Kreger have to offer? And how can those insights help us like chart a course through these, well, they can be tricky family dynamics, right?
Yeah, and what I find so fascinating about Kreger's work is how she tackles this feeling of being trapped that so many family members talk about.
Hmm.
Like you said, it's like you're constantly on edge, never quite sure what to expect, and that takes a toll.
Oh, absolutely. And speaking of feeling on edge, it just reminds me of Kreger's book title, right?
Yes.
Stop Walking on Eggshells.
Yeah.
Like, it's catchy, but what's the deeper message there?
Well, I think it's about shifting, right?
Hmm.
Shifting from this place of fear and uncertainty to a place of understanding.
Okay.
And it's important to clarify here, right? Understanding doesn't mean excusing.
Right.
Kreger's helping us understand the root causes of these things, of BPD and NPD. These are mental health conditions. They affect how people regulate their emotions, their feelings. And this can make relationships, especially family relationships, really, really challenging.
Yeah.
But knowing that, right, knowing this, it isn't about saying, oh, well, that's okay then. It's fine however they treat me.
Right.
It's about you gaining more clarity so you can start to navigate those interactions in a better way.
That makes a lot of sense. Like, instead of wandering around in the dark, we kind of have a roadmap now.
Exactly.
So how does Kreger suggest we actually navigate these interactions then?
One of the core messages I think that she has is the importance of setting boundaries.
Hmm.
And this is not always easy to do.
Especially with family.
Oh, especially with family, yeah. So imagine for a second you've got this family member and they just constantly criticize you. It's like every time you turn around, there they are again.
Yep.
Kreger might suggest something as simple as saying, hey, I understand that you have some concerns, but I'm not open to discussing this right now.
Mhm.
It's about you clearly but calmly communicating what you're willing to tolerate and what you're not.
That's such a helpful, like, concrete example because it is easy to feel so overwhelmed and powerless in those situations, right?
Absolutely.
But even that small phrase, that can make such a difference.
Exactly. And what I think is so amazing about Kreger's approach is that she really seems to get that there's no one-size-fits-all, solution here.
Right.
She offers all these different paths depending on, well, what are your goals? Do you want to try to repair the relationship if that's even possible?
Yeah.
Or are you kind of, at that point where it's more about, okay, how do I move forward even if reconciliation isn't really an option?
Right. And she hasn't forgotten about the parents out there because I know you were really interested in kind of diving more into that parent-child dynamic when it comes to BPD and NPD.
Yes, absolutely. And she has a whole book dedicated to this, Stop Walking on Eggshells for Parents.
There you go.
And this one really resonated with me, I'll be honest, because it jumps right into those unique challenges that parents face. And it offers like really tailored strategies.
Oh, wow.
It's so easy to feel guilty, right, or blame yourself when your child's struggling.
Mhm.
And I think what Kreger does is just offer this incredible sense of validation and support. Like you're not alone in this.
And that sense of support, I feel like it's a real common thread throughout all of her work.
It is.
It's like she's intentionally built this whole network to guide people.
Exactly. And that's where resources like, have you heard of the Moving Forward support group?
I have.
Okay, so that's a perfect example. It's a space, a place really, for people to connect with others who get it, share their own experiences, and just access good practical information. Because let's be real for a sec, dealing with all of this, it can be incredibly isolating.
It really can. And from what I've seen, I mean, Kreger offers a ton of different resources. You got her website, her bookstore, a mailing list. It's almost like one of those books, Choose Your Own Adventure.
Right.
But for dealing with BPD and NPD.
You're spot on. The bookstore is amazing. It's like if you want to really dive deep into her life's work, decades and decades of knowledge, it's all there. Then you've got the website, which is constantly evolving, always new articles, new insights. And then the mailing list. It's like your direct line, the latest updates you're going to know about it.
Okay, so if I'm hearing you correctly, it sounds like knowledge, support, and remembering to take care of yourself, those are all key when you're trying to navigate BPD and NPD, especially in families.
Exactly. And remember, you don't have to do everything all at once. Explore. Explore Kreger's, what did you call it?
Treasure trove.
Yes, her treasure trove of resources at your own pace, one step at a time. Even those small steps, right? They can make a world of difference.
I love that.